more proof that the 10 tribes came to the Americas, which are the people of North, Central, and South America, of Indian and Latino so-called descent. This is an excerpt from this week's edification dated it should be 5. It should be 5. It should be May 7th, 2022, the year of YAHAWAH, SHAM, YAHAWASHI, turning things up. It should be 5, which is May, not April. So I'm just going to let you blow this up. I'm going to let you listen. I hope you can hear it. I hope that the sound is good. So here we go.
Bear you up. Yahawashi, what is his response? Yeah, it's also written, you should not tempt the Lord. So you guys drinking that Red Bull, you're tempting the Lord. Anyway, go ahead.
Obadiah 1:1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord power concerning Edom.
Yep, who's in power right now? Go ahead.
The Edomites.
Yeah.
We have
They're
heard.
not no white people.
Right.
See, that's another lie that the scriptures is destroying, this concept of white people.
Right.
That was a construct created in what, 1681. Okay, so there's no such thing as white people. There's no such thing as black people.
Right.
But there is nationality, there is nations. The Heavenly Father created nations of people.
And Esau knows that because Esau is ahead right now, right? And they always claim that they're in the scripture. So why? Where are the biblical nations in the Bible? Where are they?
Exactly.
Where are they?
Yeah, they just
Where are the
evaporate.
Israelites? You know?
Yeah.
Where are the Moabites?
Where are the Moabites?
You know?
Right. Where are the Ammonites? Where are the Ishmaelites?
Hey,
Come on, man.
it came out that they found some about 800 stones in Puerto Rico, in the island of Puerto Rico.
I was watching the video. Yeah.
Hey, they were inscribed in ancient Hebrew, Phoenician, I believe they said also was some of the writing, which is Hebrew, and then another type of writing, which was probably like some sort of messed up Hebrew a little bit, because Jake after a while lost, so.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. When Christopher Columbus, Cristobal Colon,
Yeah.
he went to the island of Puerto Rico.
Every time I hear island of Puerto Rico.
Yeah. I'm trying not to say it.
They put Israelite women on the island of Puerto Rico. So like
No, he went. No, it's all good. He went to the island of Puerto Rico, right?
Yes.
And he had Hebrew interpreters.
Oh, yeah.
They don't tell you that.
Jose Luis de Torres, I think his name was.
That's it. You got it. You hit it on the nose.
There it is, man. So why would he have Hebrew interpreters with him?
Right, exactly.
Because he knew the people that first of all, he was a Jesuit priest.
Yep.
Cristobal Colon. And he knew the people he was going to conquer.
Yeah.
What nationality they truly were.
Yep. That's why when he was speaking to that priest, the priest asked him, what is your proof? And one of the things he said was Ezra's.
Yeah, and that's in the movie 1492.
Yep.
That was also put in the movie 1492.
Conquest of Paradise.
Conquest of Paradise, starring Gerard Depardieu.
Yep.
Depardieu.
Yeah. So they knew.
Yeah.
So it says.
Well, Esau knows the truth, because for you to teach a lie, you got to know the truth.
Right.
You can't teach a lie if you don't know the truth. The scriptures tell you about the serpent. The serpent was more wise and more subtle than any other beast
That was in the
garden.
field.
That's right.
That was a metaphor for the other nations. So who's the serpent? Esau.
Ooh, hey, look, do me a favor, go to Google. You can even show it on the screen if you can.
Good.
It says I typed in the Indians of America Hebrews.
Mm.
Okay.
And let me just read some of these. It says Jews in Americas, Brown University. Spanish observers were the first to begin cataloging its practices by indigenous peoples that evoke Jewish customs, while the Spanish turned away from. Hold up, let me read some of these things. Bring it up. We're going to actually go into it. It's in Native Americans and Jews, the Lost Tribes episode. It says one of the first books to suggest the Native American Lost Tribe theory was written by a Jew Dutch rabbi, scholar, and diplomat, Manasseh ben Israel. Another one, when Native Americans were the lost tribe of Israel, April 21st, 2020. When I lived in West Jerusalem, I regularly walked past a large poster which featured a Native American man. He was wearing traditional clothing, exploring the connection between Jews and Native Americans. There is much sentiment behind the affinity of Jews and Jewish history with that of American Indian tribes.
What about that book? What about that book, The Lost Tribes?
And Promised Lands.
Yeah, well, I have that book.
Yeah. Who's the author? The author was the so-called Scott.
Ronald Sanders.
Well, no, there was another one too.
You're talking about the mystery of the Indian.
Yeah, the history.
Matter of fact, it's right there.
Yeah. Oh.
If you want to go through it.
Which one? This one
Hey,
here?
that one, yeah, the beat up book.
Okay. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Wow.
Here you go.
I don't know, you know what page to go to? I think it's a page 34.
I'm gonna go to the contents first.
Yeah, I believe, if you go to page 34.
Okay. Yeah, if you would, yeah.
Page 34, you said?
Yeah, I believe it's from the most exact observation, it says, I think it's page 34.
Apostle Ronald sent me something earlier today. Remember, Apostle?
PDF, yeah.
You sent me a PDF. It was going into
So that's the spirit.
some good
What's
stuff.
going to the tribe.
Yep, it was going to a lot of stuff.
Is it there? Is it on that page?
It says near to the red and white imperial. It is a universally agree up. The second paragraph. This is
Is that the one where it said from the most exact observation or something like that?
let's see. Lord proves further North American appointments. Sacred oracles that he went out from the presence of the Lord.
Pass the book to me for a quick,
Yes, sir.
hot minute.
Oh, something fell.
Yeah, hold on to that.
I know in the book, right, James Adair, who he lived among the so-called North American Indian for what, 40 years, I think it was?
Traded, yeah, he traded on there.
Yeah, lived among them, and he said that some of the customs they had reminded him of the laws that were given to the Israelites.
Yeah.
So there's the connection right there.
He said when they would do those ritual dances, they would sing to YAHAWAH and also YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI.
Damn.
Which is what's that called? Like a corruption of the Hebrew.
Transliteration.
Yeah, what was that? Like a corruption, Like the Hebrew was a little corrupted because Jake had lost touch with it,
Yeah.
And that's what happens. Like even like myself, myself and Elder Sakaran, we speak Spanish, but we don't speak it as much, so it kind of
It's all messed up.
gets corrupted if we mess up words, forget words. So
Yeah, so you know what? We could bring out the book of Psalms.
Okay, I found it.
Okay.
I found it.
Okay.
Okay, page 14.
14.
And it's, read the asterisk. Then as you go through it, okay, give me a second. I'll find some more pages here.
Yeah, by the way, this guy, James Adair, he was actually so-called Irish. He was a historian.
Irish or Spanish?
Yeah, it's over here they say it was a native of County Antrim, Ireland, who went to North America.
Okay, you can go to page 14, and then you can go to page 44.
14.
And then also here, YAHAWAH. You got to think
That's it. 14 and 44. 144.
That's it. That's it. 144.
All right, so this is History of the American Indians by James Adair. Did you want me to start with it? Yeah, it's very good. I got it. I got that one. 44. All right, so it says, page 14. It is a very difficult thing to...
No, go to the asterisk.
Okay, okay. It says, from the most exact observation, I could make in the long time I traded among the Indian Americans, I was forced to believe them lineally descended from the Israelites, either while they were a maritime power or soon after the general captivity. The latter, however, is the most probable. This descent I shall endeavor to prove from their religious rites, civil and marital customs, their marriages, funeral ceremonies, manners, language.
Is that marital or moral?
I'm sorry, martial customs. Martial customs. That's dealing with keeping of the laws, right?
Martial customs is talking about war.
Oh, war, war. Martial, right, war. Their marriages, funeral ceremonies, manners, language, traditions, and a variety of particulars, which will at the same time make the reader thoroughly acquainted with nations of which it may be said to this day very little have been known.
Yeah, very little have been known. Because that's why the Esau is keeping it secret.
They shall not be reckoned among the
They
Gentiles.
shall not be reckoned among the Gentiles.
That's why there's a scripture where it speaks about Israel being thy hidden ones. And what's it mean by thy hidden ones? Meaning their nationality has been hidden. Until now, you know, the Lord is using us, the prophets, to proclaim this information, who the real Israelites are. And what happened to them, why they went into captivity, and what's their future, you know? Go ahead.
Okay,
Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that hidden ones.
that's Psalms 83, yeah.
Yep, I had called that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Psalm 83, because that's what this devil, being the wicked, that's what he has done. He has hidden our people from their true nationality.
Right.
By giving us these corporate names: Black, West Indian, Puerto Rican.
Right, the color of name, pretty much.
Yeah, Mexican. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is right here, the book of Psalm 83. I'll start the first verse. It says, "Keep not thou silence, O Yahawah. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahawah. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult." And when you read down, lower down in the chapter, it tells you who the enemies are. It names them. It starts off with the tabernacles of Edom. That's the people ruling today, the so-called white man.
It's not, but did Columbus bring Hebrew interpreters to America?
Yeah,
The first thing that pops up is Louis de Torres,
you mentioned that name.
died 1493, was Christopher Columbus's interpreter on his first voyage to America. De Torres was a converso, apparently born Joseph ben Halevi. Obviously, he's a so-called Jew. Could be a Jake. Could have been a Jake.
Yeah.
Halvrai, chosen by Columbus for his what? His knowledge of Hebrew, Chaldaic, and Arabic, which is nothing but Hebrew. Chaldaic had to be Hebrew too.
Yeah.
Right.
So why did he get a Hebrew interpreter and not right? Why did he get a Hebrew interpreter and not somebody that was versed in the language of Swahili?
Right.
Right.
Because they knew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They knew that the Israelites over there, man.
And they knew that those people spoke Hebrew.
Yes, because he said he said Ezra is one of his authorities that he claimed that he knew the existence of this place because of Ezra. And Ezra tells us about how the 10 tribes came to a place where never mankind dwelt.
Oh, yeah.
Because somebody on the comment board put a comment. They said that, well, it said Ophir can't be America because it said that it would be a place where no man ever stepped. I said no, it said where no man ever dwelt.
Right.
Meaning lived. They never colonized it. Never said nothing about stepping.
Yeah, because King Solomon, he had Navy expedition ships,
Exactly.
and they were made up of Canaanites.
Yeah,
Canaanites.
Canaanites.
That's by
Hiram.
yeah.
And they would come here to the Americas to get wood and spices and stuff like that.
Exotic animals. That's our 1 Kings 9. I just
let's
went
bring it
to
up.
that. Sakron, could you get that?
Okay.
First Kings chapter 9.
It's in another place too, that's why I put in ships.
But they didn't dwell here. They would just come here, get what they need.
Just like Esau called himself going to the moon. Did they dwell, they stepped foot on the moon, did they dwell in the moon? On the
9 and
moon?
26.
No.
Okay,
Which
so
they never went to.
Start at 25.
That's another
Gotcha.
big lie of Esau. That's why my man was so nervous.
Flip over to the next. to
The guy who set up
next-
the stage for the moon, what's his name, the director, Stanley Kubrick.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because he knew it was all BS. And then they said that toward the latter part of his life, he always carried a double gauge shotgun. Because he knew they were gunning for him, and finally they got him.
Yeah.
You know, after he did the movie Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh, he went all in on that.
Yeah, which he revealed too much, and he said, oh, that's it.
Hey,
Anyway.
so what, you mentioned, First Kings 9:26?
Gone. I think it starts at 25.
Okay, so, yeah, go ahead and read that.
all right. First
And
Kings.
then you can read, First Kings 22, verse 48. You may want to go a verse to above that.
Okay. This is First Kings chapter 9, verse 25. It says, "And 3 times in a year did Solomon offer burnt offerings and peace offerings upon the altar, which he built unto the Lord. And he burnt incense upon the altar that was before the Lord. So he finished the house. And King Solomon made a navy of ships in Ezion Geber, which is beside Eloth, on the shore of the Red Sea, in the land of Edom. And Hiram sent in the navy his servants, shipmen that had knowledge of the sea, with the servants of Solomon. And they came to Ophir, and fetched from thence gold 420 talents."
And Ophir, I gotta look up Ophir. Bring it out!
Bring it up.
Bring it out! How do you spell Ophir?
Ophir.
Okay, well, it popped up. It says, is Ophir America? See what it says. Okay, it says Ophir, Wikipedia, Americas. Ophir is a part of or region mentioned in the Bible, famous for its wealth. King Solomon received a cargo from Ophir every 3 years.
Yep.
So you read Ophir, right?
Yep.
Read it again.
All right, verse 26. I'm sorry, that was verse 28. 1 Kings 9:28. "And they came to Ophir, and fetched from thence gold 420 talents, and brought it to King Solomon."
Now check this out. Republics of Letters. It says the Indians who came from Ophir prophesy and natural history in early modern Brazil. Now you know what Brazil means, right? The word Brazil?
Was that
Hebrew word
Barzal?
barazal, which means iron. And this is the spirit, because we wasn't going to go into this.
Nah.
Right.
Everything's spiritual.
Yeah, in the book, Lost Tribes and Promised Land is in the room somewhere. I could look for it, but it said that they talked to one of the tribes, and they said, Reuben is down there, or Joseph is over there, and you know, pointing it out. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I believe that was in I believe that was in Peru somewhere.
Right, because they call by the names.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead.
All right.
I think you
go
got
back to. Huh?
I think didn't you say 1 Kings 22 verse 48?
Yeah,
Yeah,
bring
you
that.
read that? Yeah.
I didn't read that yet.
Okay,
Read that
give me a
if
second,
I-
give me a second, give me a second. I just watched it.
Yeah.
Okay, you read that, 1 Kings 9, verse 24,
Right.
5 to 26,
Yep,
right?
yep, read that.
You read 26?
Yep. We went down
Okay,
to,
now you can go, to 1 Kings 22, verse 48. You may want to check the top verse or whatever.
And
Yeah.
there's another.
48 and 49.
okay. So 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 48, it says, Jehoshaphat made ships of Tarshish to go to Ophir for gold. But they went not, for the ships were broken at Ezion Geber. Then said Ahaziah the son of Ahab unto Jehoshaphat, Let my servants go with thy servants in the ships. But Jehoshaphat would not.
And there's another one in 1 Kings 10 and 21. So
I think you, no, I was gonna say, I think you mentioned Tarshish.
Right,
That was
Tarshish.
just Spain.
Okay.
That was an ancient
Yeah,
name for
that's
Spain.
me.
Pastor Ron, he says something in 1 Kings 10.
21. Yep.
Okay. 1 Kings chapter 10, verse 21, it says, And all King Solomon's drinking vessels were of gold, and all the vessels of the house of the forest of Lebanon were of pure gold. None were of silver. It was nothing accounted of in the days of Solomon. For the king had at sea a navy of Tarshish with the navy of Hiram. Once in 3 years came the navy of Tarshish, bringing gold and silver, ivory and apes and peacocks.
Yeah, from the Americas.
Yeah.
From Ophir.
Yeah,
When you look up, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. No, what I was gonna say is that like South America is known, like like Brazil, the rainforest. They're known for having those creatures. Because I thought about it with them. Like you think about North America. You'll probably get like turkeys and stuff like that.
Right.
But as far as exotic creatures go, it'll be more likely taken from Brazil.
And if I'm not
From the
mistaken,
Amazon.
when you look up this word peacock, it goes to the word to turkey. It speaks about the
Yeah.
Pavo, which is a turkey. And the turkeys, I believe, they're native to North America. I'm not sure if they're native to the whole of the Americas or to North America. So they were bringing that stuff back because they didn't have it over there.
Yeah. One time that was supposed to be the bird that represents America, the turkey,
Right.
but they ended up with the eagle. Now that's according to
Well,
Bible
it's
prophecy.
a turkey now, but it's about to be cooked.
And that's according to
Giant
Bible
turkey.
prophecy. The eagle.
Most like about the base turkey.
Yep.
And that was it on that. So I got this page 44
Yep.
back in the history of the American Indian. I believe this is the part you want to write, Apostle, where it says, with the Hebrews, the palach signified a prayer or a religious invocation derived from palach, to pray to or invoke the deity. Which in order to invoke the deity, you have to know the deity's name. In a strong resemblance thereof, when the Indians are performing their sacred dance with the eagle's tails and with great earnestness invoking YAHAWAH to bless them with success and prosperity. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, the righteous runneth into it and is safe. Faleh signifies waving or invoking. By waving, ish faleh, you wave faleka, wave you afalate, I waved afatelas, I will wave, and something. Psalmodists seem to have borrowed the notes afala from the aforesaid Hebrew words of praying. Fa-la-la-la-la, singing to or invoking Elohim or Elohim.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, positive.
Oh,
Pa'al, to work, is evidently drawn from the former Hebrew word, which signifies to invoke and probably to wave the feathers of the cherubic eagle before, YAHAWAH. Which those three vowel sounds, YAHAWAH is the name of the Most High, Yahawah. That's why even in the English it says Jehovah, which is close to the Most High's name. And Gad was invoking the name YAHWAH, which is really Yahweh. The greatest part of the Levitical method of worshiping consisted in laborious mechanical exercises, much after the Indian manner. Let me see.
I got
All this information coming out, man. This is
Pastor Hall, I got a little excerpt from something that Pastor Ronald sent me, and they bring out some stuff because they even include Issachar, you know, if I may. So.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So the name of the thing is from a book written by an author by the name of Jenkins R. Timothy, and the name of the book is The 10 Tribes of Israel, and then it had said something about like the history of it or something. I couldn't get the full name, so let me see if I can get this. This is it says this is like page 14. It says Ancient Antiquities. It says let me see, the Reverend W.M. Smith, a Presbyterian minister among the Indians who has finished a translation of the New Testament in the Mohegan language, told the writer that he had for years labored to make a paradigm of the Mohegan verb. At length, it struck me that it was cast in the Hebrew mold, and I made this one, which I will show you. It was printed on a large sheet, and any Hebrew scholar would at once recognize the suffixes and affixes of the Hebrew Bible. At the time the writer heard this, Mr. Smith was in Albany, superintending the publication of the Mohegan Testament. Several years before that, the writer of this article had seen a grammar of the Chilean language, and the verb was cast in that Hebrew mold. No,
yeah, Chilean, the brother, the beloved elder Kazakh, he did a video showing that Chile
yeah,
is like a Hebrew word. I don't know if y'all saw that.
Yep.
Yeah. You know him, spirit jump on him,
Oh yeah.
going things like that.
Yeah, that brother, yeah.
it says, no Hebrew scholar could doubt this. It may be said that Chile is South America. Very true. But let it be remembered on our side that Hebrew immigrants had been in America 500 years before the said Christ.
You know, the Ephraimite really came from America.
There were Israelite women in Puerto Rico.
It said, and of course the Mexicans are descendants of the Hebrews.
No.
Yeah, right.
No.
You don't say.
You don't
Don't
say.
say. Is that it?
No, it's more. It says, if it be true that the Chileans are, if it be true that the Chileans are,
Go ahead.
it says Judge Breckinridge, who was secretary of the,
White man.
yeah, a white man,
Yeah,
who was secretary of the legation to Mexico, told the writer that the language of the Mexicans was a very jingling language, a great many consonants and few vowels, in that it resembles the language of the Tartars. Their usage indicate the same thing. First, they have a long festival in spring, the time of year the Jews keep their Passover.
Ooh.
Look at that.
Yeah, right?
Ooh.
Shit, that's why they eat.
Eat your heart out, Kobe.
Yep.
The Kobe, they teach that the Edomites never came. The Edomites are not white, but they're in Africa. They're black.
Damn. It said, second, many of the Indians, especially those of western Pennsylvania, 70 years ago, did not eat of the, see, this I don't understand. It says, did not eat of the sinew that shank.
Yeah, that's
That
talking
shrank.
about the thigh. When when the angel wrestled with or Jacob wrestled with the angel,
Okay.
and the angel touched his thigh and shrunk it.
Mm.
That's why I said that Jake don't eat the thigh.
It says, third, they make a tent.
Eat it.
Yeah,
I do
the
too.
thigh, breast, and
I take
wings.
thigh up in
Yeah.
a minute.
Oh,
It says,
good meat, right?
that's the good meat.
The meatiest is the shoulder.
It says, third, they make a tent and enter that tent to purify themselves.
Tabernacle.
Yep, Feast of Tabernacles. 6, one tribe at least has a box in which is a copy of the parchment which they keep most sacred.
Look at that.
This the writer had from Mr. Shannon a
Wait a minute, even the Apostle Paul told, was it Luke he told? Bring the parchments.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah.
but especially the parchments.
Especially
Yeah.
the parchments.
Get
Back,
more.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, back then they didn't have computers and phones and whatnot.
Right.
They had the parchments and
Huh?
scrolls. Go ahead.
All right. It says, this the writer had from Mr. Shannon, a very respectable gentleman, who said that after great persuasion, they showed it to him. It was
So I'm gonna close it on this, but I mean, you can, there's a lot of information on which confirms, backs up that the people over here in the Americas, before Judah, Benjamin, Levi got to this side of the world, that the Israelites are already here, and the people of Indian and so-called Latino descent, when Columbus and then the conquistadors, the Spanish, came over, they encountered the Israelites. These were the 10 tribes, as they call the 10 tribes. It was really, Dan was, I would guess, mingled among them. There's a big controversy on Dan. I can do that on another lesson. But anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.